Well, the Bible tells us that John was the first at the sepulchre door, and he looked in. He didn't go in, but he looked in. What did John find in the empty tomb? Verse 5 tells us that John found the linen burial clothes. John found the linen burial clothes just laying there. Just laying in a heap on the slab where the body once laid. Now, I don't believe that anything in the Scripture is there just for coincidence sake. I believe there's a message in the linen clothes that are laying there. And I believe that John, who wrote this book, took extra care to describe it accurately as he saw it. There was a reason why the linen clothes are on the slab. What was it? When I go to prepare for a message and I get a hold of a passage of Scripture, I ask a lot of questions. And I ask the questions, why? Why was it written in here that the clothes were laying? Why did John find the clothes? Why was it written that way? I believe there's a reason. Now, John tended to be a little more cerebral and a little more intuitive than the other disciples. So when he saw this sight, I believe it blew his mind. It blew his mind not because he believed Jesus is risen from the dead. It blew his mind because not only had this grave been desecrated, somebody broke in, but they took the body, and not only did they take the body, they took the body naked and left the burial clothes in. Now, who would do something like that? What kind of crazy person would do such a thing? Well, he knew it couldn't have been a good Jew because Jews were forbidden to touch dead bodies. So who could it have been? John was perplexed. But see, John didn't understand at first the reason why the linen clothes were left there. That's left for me and you to discover. I believe that the linen clothes were left there for a message. I believe that they were left there as a reminder. You see, the reminder is this for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. This is profound. This is deep. I hope you'll catch it. Dress appropriately for the occasion. That's the message. Dress appropriately for the occasion. What are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about the fact that dead men's clothes don't belong on a living man. Dead men's clothes don't belong on somebody that's alive. That's why Jesus is out of the linen clothes. Because he's not dead, he's alive. Now, John believed he was dead. Peter believed he was dead. Mary believed. Everybody knew he was dead. They saw him with their own eyes. But listen to me. Just because they believed him dead didn't make it so. Now, you could be going through your dark Sunday this morning, broken heart, hopeless, depressed, discouraged, disillusioned. You could be having your dark Sunday morning this morning. You may think that Jesus is dead as far as helping you get through what you got to get through. But I came here today to show you something. Let's go to the garden tomb and look inside and see what John saw. John saw the dead man's clothes laying in the tomb because the man that was dead is now alive. Now, at the same time that these three were experiencing their deepest sorrow and their deepest loss, Jesus is already alive. What am I saying? I'm saying this to you. If you're having a dark Sunday, while you're going through what you're going through, while your life is upside down, while you can't stand to take one foot and put it in front of the other or look at the promise of a new day, while you're going through all your darkness and brokenheartedness, Jesus is already alive. You think he can't reach into where you're at and fix anything. You think he's gone away. You think he's buried. You think he's unreachable, that you have no access to him, that he won't answer when you call on him. But I'm here to tell you today that Jesus is already alive. John 14:19, Jesus said this, because I live, you're going to live also. That is the message of the linen clause. That because he lives, no tomb that you're in this morning is going to be able to hold you. Because if the same Spirit that raised up Jesus from the grave lives in you, he will give life to, he will quicken your mortal body by his Spirit that lives in you. Don't plan on staying in that tomb too long, because there's going to be a resurrection day for you, and this might be that day. This might be that day.